Hey everyone, so for today's video I wanted to take a look at some of the rumours surrounding the fact that Sony are thinking about making another portable handheld gaming device. So this is something that's separate from the Portal, which is just known as a streaming device, and it seems like they're going to make another native handheld, something that you can actually play without having to use the internet. So something similar to the PSP or the PS Vita. We're looking at like a successor to that, and it's quite interesting because the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out, and it's coming out pretty soon. I think it's coming out next year, maybe around March, the rumours say. When this new PlayStation handheld is going to come out, I don't really know, so it could take a long time. I know the Xbox, the Microsoft, they're trying to make their own handhelds, and they've publicly already come out and said, yeah, that's something they're looking into, but it's probably not going to come out for another couple of years. So would the Sony one take another couple of years as well? I mean, Microsoft have never really made a handheld, I don't think, especially not a gaming handheld anyway, whereas PlayStation have more experience with that, so perhaps if they did bring one out, it would be relatively soon. I did read rumours a while ago that this new handheld they were making, the one Sony were making, was supposed to be mainly for PS4 games and some select PS5 games, but the recent rumours I read are now saying that no, this is a proper portable PS5 handheld. So I don't know what they're going to do if you make an actual PS5 that's portable. Is it even possible? How big is it going to be? The battery life, how long will it last for? You know, maybe they might get creative with how it's all designed, and maybe that helps. I know Mark Cerny is a bit of a wizard when it comes to these technologically, sophisticated systems. So we'll probably see something quite unique in order to make this work. Or they could put out like some kind of update for the games, or there's like a downscaling system where you can play the games on this device, but it's going to, you have like the graphics mode, the performance mode. Maybe there's like a handheld mode, something that brings the quality down just enough that they can actually get it to work. And I don't mind that, because if you're playing on a handheld, it's a smaller screen, you're probably not going to notice the detail quite as much as you would on a big blown up TV or something, like a big monitor. So I'm not too bothered about that, but I think if they can get all of the PS5 games working, especially moving forward on a handheld device, that would be phenomenal. Handheld gaming is something that I've recently really got into again. Back in the day you used to play the Game Boys, and you still had the DS and the 3DS, and like I said, the PSP and the Vita, but I think nowadays handheld gaming is sort of transformed into something entirely different. It's a whole new beast, and you've got the Nintendo Switch to thank for that, basically, because they came up with the intelligent idea of, hey, let's not separate our devices, let's not make a home console and a handheld and give them both their own exclusive games. Let's just make one console that can also be handheld, so you can play the same games. It doesn't matter, you don't have developers choosing, oh, am I going to support another device, another handheld device, or can I just make games for one and it works on both? So I think it's the intelligent way going forward. I think it's the future. I think we won't really see these independent handhelds anymore. I think because the technology is good enough now that you can actually get close to quality home console games on a handheld. Nintendo Switch, is not that powerful. It has some problems, a lot of frame rate problems and graphical problems, but that's just Nintendo. They are trying to save money, and they're trying to be more practical, so maybe Sony will go a bit further, especially graphically and performance wise, and make something a bit stronger. But I think that's the future. If you want to play a game, it's going to be, hey, you can play this on your TV, your monitor, or you can take it handheld. And that's like a dream for me, because that's all I've wanted as a kid. It was always like, oh, I want to take my PlayStation with me, in the car, or somewhere to my grandparents' house, and it was just the dream, But you had to take the Game Boy, you had to take all the older handhelds, and they were still good. But you know, you always get a different experience of handheld games. They're not always you know, as ambitious. You know, you've got some handheld games that are classics, obviously, but I think people that really enjoy their home console games, just to be able to play them handheld, that's the dream for me. So I think that's what we're starting to see. It's already happened with the Switch for the past 7 or 8 years, so it's proof that it can be done. And I've also got a Steam Deck, and I'm really enjoying the Steam Deck. It's the same kind of thing as the Switch. You know, you get to play all your Steam games. You can even remote play, which not everybody likes, but it's a good option for me. And you can emulate games and stuff. So the Steam Deck's a whole other beast in itself. I absolutely love that. But the Steam Deck is a bit dated now as well. It can't play modern games. You know, if you play something like Baldur's Gate 3, I think you have to play on like the lowest graphical settings, and everything just looks like a potato. So it's not ideal. So I think a Steam Deck 2 is necessary. So we'll have the Switch 2 coming out, we'll have the Steam Deck 2 coming out, and then we should see this new PlayStation handheld come out. Really curious to see what they do with it. It's make or break, because the PSP, I think the PSP was a success. I think it could have been more of a success, but it was still a pretty good success, especially in Japan. But the Vita was just abandoned. You know, they didn't put any big games on it like God of War and stuff. You know, they just kind of gave up, which is a shame, because the Vita was a fantastic little console, handheld console. You know, I love the Vita. You know, it's had some flaws too, like the analog sticks were a bit too small, so if you wanted to play like a first person shooter, it's a little bit more cumbersome. And the back touchpad, you know when you have to emulate PS1 games and you have to use the back touchpad for like L2 and R2, I don't like that. So I think handhelds need to have proper shoulder buttons, has to have good robust analog sticks. I think that's an absolute must. So I think this next PlayStation 1 has to basically be a Switch, but more powerful and probably designed a bit, I don't know, I want to say ergonomically, just to make it work, because it's going to be very powerful. It's going to, you know, use a lot of power, and it's going to have a lot of energy consumption, and they're going to have to find a way to make it work, you know, because the Steam Deck, it's like, as it is, it's pretty damn good, pretty powerful. But if you play some games on it, the fan really goes, and that thing heats up. Not crazy, but it does heat up, and the battery does run out quite quickly, like within like an hour and a half or 2 hours. Whereas if you play a less demanding game, you could probably get a good battery life out of the Steam Deck, like 5-6 hours or so. It's pretty good. I really like the Steam Deck, especially the speakers. The speakers are fantastic. So again, I really hope that they give us something that's powerful, it's practical, you know, good sound, good controls with the analog sticks and the shoulder buttons, and just let us play like the home console games. You don't have to make any exclusive games, because then that's more games you need to buy, and you know, like I said, you don't want to stretch developers too thin, especially nowadays when game dev is already tough enough as it is. You need all the resources you can get to finish one major project. So if we can look forward to seeing more PlayStation 5 games that we can play portably, I think that's the dream. Like I'm really hoping that's what they do. Still need to wait and see, of course. And same with the Xbox One. I'm quite surprised about the Xbox One though, because they're not really selling that many consoles. So I don't know, and they're kind of like focusing on Game Pass and like using the internet to stream games on the cloud, so using your TV or your phone, your tablet, your Fire Stick, all these kind of things. They're not really focusing on a console anymore. So I don't really see the point in them having a handheld, unless it's just a streaming handheld, you know, so that it's like an official way to play Game Pass. And apparently they're also making another Xbox console. Again, I don't see the point, because they've pivoted so far now that I just don't understand why they're even bothering with hardware anymore. So I don't think their handheld will be that successful unless they do something like the Steam Deck, where it's like you can also use it as like a Windows PC, and then it has like that gaming compatibility, but you can also use it for other things too, you know. And like I use my Steam Deck for video editing, you can use it for streaming, you can use it for game dev, you know. That's why I got it. It was like an extra incentive, not just for playing games, but hey, I could actually boot up Linux or even Windows if you want and use all the programs there. So it's just like having a portable PC that you can plug into your monitor and your mouse and your keyboard. You can do all that anyway, but you can, you know, take it around with you as well. So for me, Steam Deck is perfect. I say that the Switch is the inspiration, but I hope Sony also look at the Steam Deck and see like, okay, this is a more powerful thing. Obviously Sony are not going to let you have like an OS that you can go in, but you know, I think if they just look at the Steam Deck, that's how I want my console to be, because it feels nice in the hand, it's nice to control, it's not too heavy, you know, it's very well ventilated, you know, everything's just perfect, and you can customize your controls as well, which is what I really like about the Steam Deck. You can go in and change anything you want, and it's even got like not just 4 shoulder buttons, but it's got back buttons as well. It's got like 4 buttons on the back, so if you press with your other fingers, your bottom fingers, you can assign those to other commands. It's more important for PC games because they have a lot of controls and you have to do a lot of things there, but even for like normal games, I think it's good to have as many options as you possibly can, you know, anything to make your gaming a bit quicker, a bit snappier. I think customizable controls is another big feature as well. So yeah, I'm just thinking about this new handheld. I'm playing handheld a lot of the time now because I don't get to go on the TV quite as much. Plus I like the fact that I can kind of go here and there. I'm not stuck to a TV. You know, if I want to sit in the bedroom, I can go there. If I want to go in the living room, I can go there. If I want to sit outside for a bit, if I'm in like shade or something, I can still see the screen. Then, you know, that's perfect for me. And if I can still play high quality home console games on the go, then, you know, like I said before, that's like a dream come true. So lots to look forward to. Still waiting for the Switch 2 announcement, the official reveal, let's say, before we can really talk more about Sony's one. So that's something to look forward to. And yeah, that's everything I've got to say on the matter. I'm really looking forward to it. So let us know what you think about the potential for a PlayStation handheld, even the Switch 2. What do you think about the Switch 2 or a Steam Deck 2, and even the Xbox handheld? Like, what's your opinion on these? Are you looking forward to one or the other? What kind of things do you like to see in a handheld device? Let us know down in the comments below. If you liked today's video, please give it a like, and if you're new here, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.